All right, so Tom came to the Plateau seminar that we did, on the Thursday, and basically there's kind of two ways you can deal with a plateau. One is you can get frustrated, and the other side is you can get fascinated, and you can work on figuring out how to do that. And so he's really come at it kind of like from almost a scientific perspective there, and trying to figure out how to do that. And he's starting to find a pattern here. And he's starting to figure some stuff out. So it's kind of neat. So he's kind of right at the start of figuring out some things for himself.
Yeah. So the Plateau seminar had, Jeremy had a ton of stuff that you could look at. And one of the things that interested me was carb cycling. And I started, because I was at a plateau, I guess I wasn't sure when I was losing, why I was losing, and so on. So I went at it from a scientific point of view because he kind of got me interested in the science of it. And then Bo stopped me at Wegmans, and that can take forever. And so I started looking at carb cycling and trying to do it. It wasn't working. I wasn't really feeling that good because I was doing it on my own and hadn't researched enough. Then I went back into VitaBot and maybe went back 2 weeks and looked at the macronutrients over the course of 2 weeks and the calories. And I also looked at the macronutrients for the last meal of the day for whatever reason. And then I also looked at the GPA. And I found that when the GPA was high, and I think Michelle mentioned that one time, when I was close to 3.0 or higher, and well, I'm not sure about the correlation with the macronutrients, but the calories were a little higher, I actually lost weight because I had a stretch of losing weight. So then I tried to affect this somehow with carb cycling, and I went several days without any change, and I did a day. I finally worked the diet so that the carbs were very high, the fat was, I'm sorry, the other way. The carbs were very low, protein and fat were about equal, and quite high. And the next day, so always looking at the next day for the result, I lost over a pound, about close to 2. And then I did it again. I did the same kind of diet, and that was yesterday. I lost another pound and so on. So I think out of the plateau, I lost close to 4, I think. And that's by compressing the carbs and trying to keep, actually what I did was the fat and the protein were kind of equal. And I ate stuff that I hadn't been eating. And man, what a difference. And I actually feel a difference. Now, tomorrow or today, the idea would be to raise the carbs back up, take that from the fat, and try to keep the protein where it is too. So I have a high carb day today, and we'll see what happens. It kind of comes from Chris Powell's carb cycling, but also a lot of help from Jeremy and Bo to get it kind of more right. So we'll see what the trend does.
Yeah, so just one of the big step is first is once you're logging on VitaBot, you can actually start to look at some of the things that are happening, and then you can actually start to maybe try to make some breakthroughs on that. So instead of getting frustrated, you get a little fascinated by your plateau and start figuring out some different things that you can do. And so he's gotten fascinated enough that he's figuring some stuff out, and that's been worth 4 pounds so far.
Yep.
So nice job, Tom.
Thanks.